Welcome back to the channel where we remember the stars who once lit up our screens and became part of our lives. Today, we revisit one of Britain's boldest and most unforgettable sitcoms, Men Behaving Badly, a show that redefined 90s comedy with its raw charm, fearless humor, and brilliantly messy characters. It was cheeky, it was real, and it spoke to a generation just trying to figure life out, one pint at a time. But behind all the laughter and chaos, time has quietly moved on. Some of the incredible actors who brought these moments to life are sadly no longer with us. Whether they were part of the main cast or appeared only briefly, their presence helped shape the heart and humor of the show. Their loss is deeply felt, but their legacy remains in every laugh, every line, and every scene that still plays in our memory. So today, with deep respect and a heavy heart, we honor the unforgettable cast members of Men Behaving Badly who are no longer with us. Muriel Pavlow is no longer with us. She passed away peacefully on January 19, 2019, at the remarkable age of 97. She was a deeply loved and quietly iconic British actress who made her mark not only on film and stage, but even on the small screen in shows like Men Behaving Badly, where she appeared later in life in a brief but warmly remembered role. Born on June 27, 1921, in Lewisham, southeast London, to a Russian father and a French mother, her family anglicized their surname to Pavlow to better fit into British society. From an early age, Muriel had an almost magical presence. She began performing as a child actress, appearing in her first film at just 13 and becoming one of the earliest actors to appear on BBC television in 1937. Her graceful charm and youthful appearance often led to her being typecast as innocent young women, but her talent went far deeper. During WWII, she joined ENSA to bring comfort to troops, and by the 1950s, she had become a familiar face in British cinema with roles that defined a generation. Whether it was as Joy in Doctor in the House, Maria in Malta Story, or Thelma Bader in the beloved Reach for the Sky, Muriel always played the woman who stood beside the hero, loving, loyal, and strong in quiet ways that left a lasting impact. Her portrayal of Thelma Bader, especially, remains unforgettable. The tender strength she brought to the role of a war hero's wife helped define the emotional soul of that film. Her long and devoted marriage to fellow actor Derek Farr, with whom she often shared the stage, added a deeper layer of warmth to her legacy. After his passing in 1986, Muriel continued to work in theater and made small but heartfelt appearances on television, including roles in The Bill, House of Cards, and Men Behaving Badly, reminding new generations of the gentle strength and grace that had always defined her. In her final years, she lived at Denville Hall, a special care home for actors, where she remained active in its community until her final illness. Though she never had children, she was survived by nieces and nephews who adored her. Muriel Pavlow's death marked the quiet end of an era. She may not have been a superstar in the flashy sense, but she was a pillar of classic British acting, someone who brought warmth, dignity, and heart to every role she touched. She will always be remembered as one of the last true ladies of the golden age of British film. Edna Doré is no longer with us. She passed away peacefully in her sleep on April 11, 2014, at the age of 92. after recently suffering from emphysema, leaving behind a legacy of honesty, humor, and emotional depth that defined a generation of British television and theater. Best remembered by many for her brief but warmly received appearance in Men Behaving Badly in 1997, Edna brought her trademark wit and authenticity to every role. Even the smallest moments glowed when she was on screen. Born Edna Lillian Goring on May 31, 1921, in Bromley, Kent, to working-class parents, a railway porter and a housemaid, she began her career as a chorus girl with Ensa during WWI, later dancing for Phyllis Dixie's wartime company. Her path to fame wasn't fast, but it was rich and full of life. Nearly 2 decades in repertory theater, followed by 10 years with the National Theatre, particularly shining in productions like The Mysteries directed by Bill Bryden. In the 1960s and 70s, she also graced the West End stage in musicals such as Oliver and Billy. Though she turned to television in 1960, her breakthrough came in 1988 when she was cast as the tough, no-nonsense Mo Butcher in EastEnders, a role that allowed her to show both steely exterior and heartbreaking vulnerability as her character descended into Alzheimer's. At the same time, she delivered a career-defining performance in Mike Leigh's High Hopes, playing a woman in the early stages of dementia, a role that won her Best Supporting Player at the 1989 European Film Awards. She would go on to appear in Leigh's All or Nothing and Another Year, the latter filmed while she was frail but determined to work, because, as Leigh said, she was the ultimate trooper. Her later film and TV work was equally notable. Nil by Mouth, Doctor Who, Gavin and Stacey, Eyes Down, Shameless, and Midsummer Murders, to name only a few, showcased her enduring versatility. She had a unique ability to portray real, complex women with no artifice, just truth. Off-screen, Edna was known for her raucous sense of humor, her filthy jokes, and her refusal to suffer fools. As Paul O'Grady fondly recalled, she was a joy in rehearsal, so funny they were once sent out of the room for laughing too hard. Mike Leigh remembered her as someone who swore like a trooper, smoked like a chimney, but who possessed a uniquely truthful acting style. Married to actor and director Alexander Dorr from 1946 until his death in 2002, she was a devoted wife, mother to their son Michael, and grandmother. She loved gardening in her later years, often found tending her allotment, even appearing in such a setting in another year. Though she is gone, her presence still lingers in every line she delivered, every laugh she provoked, and every tear she drew from an audience. Edna Doré wasn't just a supporting actress, she was the soul of every story she stepped into, and her legacy endures in the richness of British drama, comedy, and the hearts of all who saw her shine.